Hey dreamers, I'm Bryce from Midnight Notion, singer-songwriter, musician, and big fan of Metallica, and I'm looking for my favorite Metallica song. Could it be Nothing Else Matters? Let's use math to find out. Cue the intro.
So Ted, give it to me now!
For the best Metallica song! Nothing Else Matters, track number 8 from the Black Album, and as far as I can tell, I guess this would be their first ballad? I know we've had some slow songs, but they all eventually build in something bigger, so this is really the first one that kind of remains in that slow song feel for the entirety. So, you know, a little bit different for those of you that are metalheads out there and you're looking for your thrash. This isn't the song. We're going to listen to the song. I'm going to blah, blah, blah my way through it. And then I'm going to rank it using the following categories: lyrics, instrumentation, composition, memorability, and emotional response. Each category is a 0 to 4 scale, and the grand total possible points is 20. We'll see at the end whether or not it has what it takes to get to the top 10, which I believe it's going to need at least 17 to get there. So put your guesses in the comment below. Make sure you hit subscribe because I need you to be here for all the videos. I'm looking for 1,000 subscribers. And of course, check out Midnight Notion's music anywhere you get your music online, from Spotify, iTunes, CD Baby, wherever. All right, let's get into the song Nothing Else Matters. This one's in 6/8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But there's a couple of tricky parts in this one. Not tricky parts, but they add a couple of 3/8 measures in there. I'll count them for you. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Just in the intro here, we get that one little 3/8, and then we'll also get them, I believe in the chorus, we get a 3/8 right at the end of the chorus. Beautiful. All right. It's time to get out the guitar. For those of you who've maybe never picked up a guitar before and you're looking to drive some Guitar Center employees crazy, here's what you do. You take the 6th string, the bottom, the one closest to you, and then you take the 3rd string, and then the 2nd string, and then the 1st string, and then you go in reverse order. It's just like this. You don't even have to use your left hand. Now you can play half the song. You might have to do a little bit more learning before you get into the... How sweet. You can hear the strings coming in. Little shaker there, or tambourine, sorry. I love that. Is that a slide guitar? I don't know the exact, or steel guitar. I don't know exactly what that instrument is, but this song is loaded with background information. The simplest form, that just one clean guitar, is pretty simple. I want you to listen to the 2nd guitar in this song. As we're going through here, it builds in the verses. So I'll show you what it does on each verse. We'll break it down. It's going to be great. Really just the 1st guitar. All right, 2nd guitar. It sounds like it might be harmonized, but really it's got some sort of a, I don't know, there's some effect that the waveform sounds different. It's not just like a held out note, because it feels very steady. It feels like the waveform kind of keeps going. It feels almost keyboard like. There's something, I don't know exactly what they're doing, what amp they're using, what guitar they're working with, but something in there that it holds out longer than just a normal just. I don't know if he's like hammering on it and let it. I don't know. It's ringing very long, so it's just an interesting thing I'm noticing. But this first time we just got that held out note. It might be harmonized. I don't know for sure. But now let's look at the third verse.
Trust I seek and I find in you.
He's playing a little do 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 do. Now it's clean. It's not that first verse, or sorry, the second verse was this distorted sound that I can't figure out. The third verse here is I don't know if it's acoustic or if it's a clean guitar, but you can hear the do 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 do. Listen.
Every day for us something new. Open mind for a different view. And nothing else matters.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Little 3/8 measure. Back to the first verse. Oh, I should say now we are at the point of the song where we have heard pretty much all of the lyrics. There's only 2 lines that'll change in the rest of the song. We are 2 minutes and 29 seconds in. There's 4 minutes left to go, and we've already heard all of the lyrics. I don't know how that makes you feel, but I'm just pointing it out. All the lyrics are done. No second guitar here, but that orchestra's going. Back to chorus. I think that's a really interesting drum part. He's playing really hard again. Again, Lars just doesn't know how to calm down. He's boom, cat. But then we have this weird. It's kick tom, kick tom hat. Really interesting pattern. Doom, doom. We get that guitar in the background. Distorted guitar. Cool. Now I think we come into Lars's Baby's first side stick. Give a round of applause to Baby's first side stick. Oh my, he's growing up as a drummer. He's using a different part of the kit. For those of you who don't know, the side stick is when you take the stick and you're not hitting the center of the snare. You're actually like if you take the round part. You know what? I'm gonna get a drum to show you. So my real drums are hibernating, so we're gonna demonstrate this with a pad. Either way, when you hit the center of the snare, you get a crack, right? Crack. But the side stick is where you actually rest part of the stick inside, like on the drum itself, and you're actually clapping the stick on the rim. And the rim is usually made of metal on a drum kit, so on a real drum kit, so you get this. And that's what the side stick is. Lars never uses it. It's best for like quiet songs. You probably could have used it on One or Sanitarium or Fade to Black, but it wasn't there. It's never been there. This is the first. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the only use of it in their entire 117 songs, 116, whatever it is. This is pretty much the only time we're going to hear this from Lars. And so I got to point it out. I also really want to point out, I know I barely started it and I'm coming back. I want to point out Jason's bass line because I really think it's cool. do 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 do. He's really filling in the space when the drums are just hitting on the 1 and the 4. Boom, cat, boom, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The guitars are going on all 3. Do do do. Oh, I guess they're doing a different rhythm. Do 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 do. So they're going like do 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 do. It's a really cool rhythm for him to play on the bass. So listen to it. Not here, when they come back around. Now we bring the snare back. Here we go. So we only get like a half time through with the side stick. A little clean riff. Back to verse 2 with the distorted guitar in the background. But he's singing different. That's the important distinction to make here. He is singing verse 2 a second time, and he's going to go back to verse 3 next. But it is a re-singing. He didn't just copy-paste the vocals from that verse. He is building the vocals part up. So at least there's that. But lyrically, not a whole lot going on. Just saying. You hear the orchestra building. Open mind for a different view. And nothing else matters. Never cared for what they say. Different lyrics. Never cared for games they play. Never cared for what they do. Never cared for what they know. I'm sorry, I'm ruining it. I do want to appreciate, though, how many vocals are going on there. There's a big stack of harmonies there. He can only sing one part live, and the poor band, no longer having Jason there to do the harmonies. I'm sorry. I love you, Rob, and I love you, Kirk, but your voices just aren't meant for harmonies. This song sounds really great. But I love the stack of harmonies that they have here on the record when James gets to really unleash his power as a vocalist. We know that on this record, he started seeking vocal training, and it's showing. You can hear that he's been working his craft. He's been bettering his voice. We still get a little grit in the song, but now we just have this big wall of vocals. Never cared for what they do. Anyway, I really appreciate that. I love that solo so much. That's also one of my favorite solos. Let it ring. He's just following. Let that ring out. 6, 1, 2, 3. And they're going to loop that as we fade out. I can still hear the strings. Ooh, they're building a little bit. little string action there. All right. Good job. Good job. Good job. All right, and that's Nothing Else Matters. Let's talk about the points. Whoosh. Lyrics. What is the song about? It's about love, man. It's about love. It's about falling in love, but being too metal to specify that right out. I think that this is something I do have to applaud them for. I know that typically in the metal genre, and really just in men in general, they have a lot of difficulties expressing their emotions because they view emotions as not manly, or like, oh, you're talking about a girl. But like, come on, man. Come on. Relax. Cool your jets, bro. And let yourself be a human, because we all have these things. So if you're a man out there who's worried about your man card, like, just a reminder, it doesn't exist. James is writing about a woman. We don't know who this person is. Maybe somebody does. But I think that this isn't a person that's in his life anymore. I think there was a documentary of him talking about relationships come and go, but that feeling of kind of missing someone was intended to be part of this song, and kind of just ruminating on how, there's all this stuff, and I don't care what they say. And I don't care what they do. All I know is that this is working, or that I miss you, or something like that. The thing I want you all to know when I'm giving this score, I want you to really hear what I'm saying about this song, because I know that this song holds a lot of nostalgia for a lot of people. I think that people have used this in weddings. I think that people look at this song as a very memorable moment of the show. I get that. But really, really look at these lyrics. They don't say a whole lot. And I know I'm going to get some backlash for this, but really look at the lyrics. There are 3 verses, but there are 7 verses. How does that make sense? There are literally 7 verses in this song, the first verse, and then the second, and then the third, and then they have a chorus. Then they go back to the first verse, back to the chorus. They do a solo, they come back to the second verse and the third verse, and then they do a chorus again, and at the end they do the first verse for the 3rd time. This song doesn't actually have much lyrics in it, and I'm actually not happy about that. I would rather the song be shorter and just get to the point than to repeat the same lyrics over and over and over. The one saving grace about this song lyrically is that phrase, "nothing else matters," is pretty poignant. I think it says what it needs to say, and it repeats as a hook at the end of each verse. So by saying "nothing else matters" 7 times throughout the song, that's a great way to create a hook, to create something memorable. It's a great way to call and response. You know that you can sing 3 lines, and then the audience will finish the last one for you because you've established that pattern. However, this song doesn't really say anything. And for that, lyrically, this one gets a 1. Instrumentation. Now this one, I mean, you could knock them for just using it's just open string. They're not doing anything with the left hand for most of the song. But there is some really interesting stuff going on within the song, right? We have those little 3/8 measures in there. We have some interesting tom fills in the chorus. We have that interesting lead part behind the behind the verse riff. We have, and I'm correcting myself from the Unforgiven video. I know that I said that Michael Kamen did that song. I was wrong. I'm sorry, I make mistakes. Michael Kamen's orchestrations are in this song, and I believe it won an award. I'm not 100% sure on that. You'll have to check me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure it won an award. And we have some side sticks. We have that cool bass line. We have that really awesome solo at the end. That's a James solo. It's not a Kirk solo. It's James. I think it's a pretty good song instrumentally. Again, not the top of their, the height of what they can do, but it's still really good. It's still a positive score. So this one instrumentally, it gets a 3. Composition. Take what I said about the lyrics. If you're upset about that, here's where you can maybe cool back, set back a little bit, let some steam out, take a deep breath, release it. All right. I do really love the composition for this song. I think that it has a really interesting build to it, coming from just that solo guitar, gradually building in the second guitar, harmonizing it. You start hearing some strings. We get the drums. We get a second guitar. We get another second guitar. We get this big chorus. We come back down. Another chorus. Come back down. We have this side stick section that's just beautiful. It's very, very gorgeous. I think that this song without lyrics at all would be a beautiful instrumental. I'm not saying that the lyrics shouldn't be in the song. We love it how it is. I'm just saying, back on the lyrics thing, the lyrics didn't work for me. But if they had written a different verse for each of the 7 verses, then the lyrics would have got more points. But take the lyrics out and listen to the composition as a whole, and it's absolutely remarkable. So this one, compositionally, it's a 4. Memorability. Like I said, by having the same line at the end of every single verse, that makes it really, really easy to remember. By picking a main pattern that involves playing open strings, now anyone, anywhere with 0 guitar experience can actually play half of this song. And by doing that, you put it in people's heads. Very, very catchy. And Nothing Else Matters is a line, really catchy. Never cared for what they do. It's just really fun to sing the song. It's just super memorable in my opinion. I can't give it anything lower than a 4. Emotional response. This one, we're coming back into how I feel about the song. And while I do really love listening to the instrumentalism of it, the beautiful symphony in the background, the orchestration, I love all that stuff. But admittedly, this song has been played at pretty much every concert since 91-ish, whenever this came out. And so I don't need it anymore. I know that when they play the song and they hold out that final note, they're probably going to play Enter Sandman next. You can pretty much guarantee that this is at the end of the concert when you hear this song. It's fine. It's great. I love the song. I just don't need it. I don't think it's a negative experience. I think it's relatively positive, but it's not positive enough to say that I need this, right? It's not skippable, but it's not I need it. I don't know where to sit. I have to sit in the middle. So this is getting emotional response, a safe 2. And with that, Nothing Else Matters gets a grand total of 14 points, which unfortunately is not enough to crack the top 10. I'm sorry to those of you who wanted it to be up there, but this isn't your search. It's my search for my favorite Metallica song. And the math saith so. That's what the math says, so that's what I'm going with. Let's take a look at that top 10 board, shall we? We got 1 on top, and we got Fade to Black on the chopping block. I'm really surprised a couple of you have been pointing out that you didn't think Through the Never deserved to be on this top 10. And all I have to say to you is just you wait. It's going to be a rough patch coming up. We have some excellent songs coming, not just on this record, but on future records as well. So this whole top 10 is going to be drastically different by the time we're done. But there it is for now. Now it's your turn. You put in the comments below, using my score, what score would you give Nothing Else Matters? Make sure that you check out Midnight Notion's music. I have some ballads of my own. I talk about love stuff all the time. So check that music out on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music. And of course, smash that subscribe button so you can be here tomorrow as we turn into some sort of werewolf. We're listening to Of Wolf and Man. Spoiler alert, I really love that song. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.